Hey guys, and welcome in this new episode. In this video series we are following me building an MVP from scratch, and the MVP's name is SiteTracker, and we are in the final steps of releasing or launching. The idea is that we are launching next week on Product Hunt, and this week I really wrap up all the technical stuff and it's really getting there. And I want to show you what I've did the past days. I have to tell you I was sick, like a lot of headache the past days, so I couldn't do much. But I managed well enough, I would say. So let's dive in. First of all, I extended the API. So, I worked on a bit more on the copy here, interactive visitor's journey, and this text I changed a little bit. I created a little table, but it will not be beautiful, but it will really tell people what it is, the values. SiteTracker versus other options, kind of the pros. And I changed the footer a little bit. It's now dark, which I kind of like. And use cases, I cost domain, that's a typo. I will fix that later. But I have to write all these landing pages still, so that's something that will be over the next weekend. I will work on that. And also per use case and per feature, I want to make a video and then put a video on every page. And I will also use it in the app, these videos, because I imagine that people really don't know what to do. And at least I will have some good video material to tell people what the application is capable of. So, But I wanted to show you the API reference. And that's something I worked on. The lists are now extended. I changed some endpoints. This was a post and there's now a put. And there was a session ID in the payload and it's now in the URL. I like this better. And at one point, if the app really takes off, I will make an api.sitetracker.io and then I make a version 2 or 1.1, whatever. And also, this is not really explained yet with the payload that is needed, but let's see if I do that already with the launch or later. But if later, then I really have to make this quick start very explanatory. What I'm working on as well is this that might help for people. Let me see, the camera's in front of it. I'm making a collection in Postman, and then at one point I will just export this collection and make it downloadable. That might help, and maybe some video with some explanations. So this is stuff I worked on. Also, let's see. We have the first users in the application, and they come with feedback. So what I did is listening to the feedback. Solve little issues. So let's go over them. One is that the domains have a bit more like little insights. First of all, we track bots. What I did is a mapping, and it needs to be extended for sure, and I didn't put it in a constant yet, but that's, I think, okay. So let's just search for the bots. Where are the client, I think. So this I kind of need to refactor in a constant. It's nicer. And then we put the bots there, because I can imagine they become huge at one point. Bot agents, and then we say from and my OCD also always uses this iSort. I love that in Python. Bot agents. There we go. So we have and this is just ChatGPT generated bots list dictionary. I think there's still bots there that we don't pick up on, But the one that you see often is Google. They index the sites, and you don't want to track that with. So it's just a little list that tracks the bots for now, and they are like separated. Let's see. I have a show. Yeah, it's better to show in the real account. So let me. It's a bit nicer to see real data, I guess. So here the bots. You see, it's only Google bot, by the way. Yeah, and then here's now a quick view of the journey, because people that use the application already are really hooked, which is cool to see, of course. But yeah, they just wanna. That was one of the first feedback points. Like, can I just have a quick view? And also, yeah, I gave every visit ID for the API. That's something I didn't do yet, so that's now there. And I did some refinement of double parameters. Every session now has a timeout. So in the beginning you could have the same refer of the same time, like a few times below each other, which was strange, that I fixed. And also we have now live visits. What we do is, like, we have a heartbeat in the client that checks every 10 seconds, makes a connection with the server, and then we have a task on the other end so every visit has like a last seen boolean, and then we have a task that checks if it's longer than 10 minutes that it didn't update. The last seen is a daytime thing. I say boolean, it's a daytime. If it's longer than 10 seconds ago, then it makes the visit inactive, and then it becomes that's how we know when something is a live visit, who are now on a website visiting with a delay of, let's say, 20 seconds. That's something that's now fixed. I'm looking at my list. Another thing I did was within the lists, you have now a more handy sorting. Let's see if we can do some. There's not so much data yet, but for example, the indie page. Many people come from indie page. It's, by the way, very good as an indie hacker to make a little account on. I'm here, and you get a ref, and that's easy to track with site trackers. So yeah, so today works, last 7 days works, and then when you do an export, it's also within that time frame. So that's something that was feedback, and that's what I worked immediately on. Makes it more useful. And also every session has a click through, so you get immediately within the session visits, let's say, and the domain description and name are editable. So I can now say, and then if I click this, it saves. So now this is a question mark. Doesn't save here, by the way. It's separate. Yeah. That's something, and not all the rows, only these, for now. That's something I worked on. Also, another thing I built is validations. I was just testing myself a little bit, and you could leave these empty and then still save, which is really not okay when we go in production. We are in production, but when we have people from product and hopefully starting to use the application, we don't want that kind of stuff. Then it becomes all not functional. Another thing I also added is this domain registers. So you can add an event to only one or both domains. This is something I was thinking of later, because we have one customer that wants to use SiteTracker, and they will be like more an agent. They have many people that get a subdomain, like their own domain, and can track visits from them to their website. So that's something I'm happy with, this stuff. And yeah, then I did some onboarding fixes. That's something I can show you. So I go to the, yeah, so next week we are there. We go to, at least to Product Hunt, but it's all new for me, so I'm really curious how that works. I will show you the listing I'm working on, but let's see. We have now a subscription tracker model, which is hooked to the organization. And so this is us, the test user. It has checks, so it starts, for example, with 3 and you have 1,000 counts within the trial, or maybe endless within a trial. And then we say it's new. This is how someone would start. For example, I'm not sure about the numbers yet. Depends on the products we come up with. But let's say this is how we start. When I then come in like here, there's a pop-up. I can click away, but I cannot just do this. So this is how we would come into the application. And then it's little text like welcome, and then we invite you to immediately make a domain or register your domain, which is harmless and important to know how the application works. So I would say new domain and then godaddy.com, create, and then poof, some confetti always works. And the idea is that this guide has a video with a little explanation, and then you can copy the script and make it a little bit more, less text, more explanatory. That's what the idea here. But that's then you immediately can start, let's say. And when you put the script in the heading, you're good. So that's an onboarding step I was thinking of. Let's see. Yeah, so I showed you the pop-up, and another thing I worked on is this. If checks is 0, and we are in checks, and I want to do a new check, it says maximum monitoring checks reached, and update your plan. Of course, this needs to be everywhere in the application. It's kind of a basic thing to trigger to upgrade when needed. But I already added it here, and I do it on some, depends on the plan. I still don't have the plans ready, but that's really something to do next week. But the logic is all there, so there will be quite a focused thing to do. Yeah, that's the stuff I really worked on. And another thing is the product hunt listing. And my products, and it's a drafted thing, so and I'm working on the copy and all the text, and I created all these pages, the YouTube account where the videos will be hosted, and then some Twitter, and then thinking about what is our topic. It really helps for the idea of what the application will become, so that's cool. And then I put this video here, graphic, I don't know, that really doesn't communicate what it is, but I will do some in-app screenshots, I guess. Yeah, and then see what people think about it. Yeah, I'm quite excited to share this with you guys, and I am looking forward to see you in the next video. We have a few more videos left, I think 1 or 2, and then we are live. And I might even make a video of the launch on Product Hunt and all the others before we go live to share that, how that goes as well. And after that, we are on our own. And yeah, if you like this video, please subscribe or like, and also leave some feedback or questions if you have. See you in the next one. Bye bye.